guys, welcome to my channel. Hashtag freedom with Frida. Frida Nguku is my name. Follow, subscribe, like, comment, anything you want to talk to me about, just leave on the comment and I'll definitely respond. Now my second video, I did something to do with me getting sacked, some employment. I was working for some bank and at some point I lost my job, and I got a lot of questions both on my inbox, on calls from friends, and they were asking, now you said you got sacked and you survived 6 months without a job. All right, now the 6 months, remember, I was still waiting for some job I'd done an interview for, and they told me we'll be, working in a month's time, but they did call us. So for 6 months I was jobless, but waiting. Actually, I had a job, but I not reported to work. So I had a job, but I was jobless. I don't know whether that makes sense, but yeah, if you watch my second video, I got sacked, you'll get the whole story. But this is the issue, guys. Just wanted to know, how did I survive the 6 months without a job and I'm able to pay bills? Because remember, I still had my house, so I was paying rent. I'm still a woman. I need to dress up, I need to make my hair. Then I am not shaved, so I still had my hair on. So many things I needed to do, but I didn't have a job and all that. A lot of questions were coming up, and I just thought I need to do a video on that. Now the first month was a little bit tricky because I remember my house was still all the way in Kisumu and I had to move my stuff. Now the good thing is, when I did my interview, I was able to get a chance to speak to one of the bosses and ask me, hey, is there a way I can get my house, I can get to know where I'm posted? So I moved my stuff there, and that's what I did. So I moved my stuff to that town, which now was Nakuru. So at least I knew I'll be posted in a branch in Nakuru. Now that was the first step. Now the second step is now knowing, how do I pay my rent and I don't have a salary? And remember, I didn't know how to save them, so I didn't have money. And I'm not the kind that goes borrowing quite a lot from people. Maybe from family, they'll come in and help me, but this is it. The first thing, and the first year I was able to pay my bills is, remember I mentioned that I knew that I can actually sing and get paid. So that was the first time I started to host karaoke and get paid for it. Right, so I started walking around and asking people for places I could host karaoke, and I got a few gigs, and they used to pay quite okay, so I was able to get something out of it. And for karaoke, it happens every week, so for me, it gave me money every week. And saving, you get enough to pay your rent, do your things, travel, go to wherever it is that you're going. So for me, that was the first thing that I did. But now, before I could get that job, that karaoke gig that helped me get something every now and then, now I talked to a friend of mine, because I knew now for me to move my stuff all the way from Kisumu to Nakuru, I need money. All right, and that time I did have a karaoke session, so what to do? And I talked to a friend of mine who was still in campus. She's a very close friend of mine, up to date, and I asked her, now I need to make money, do you have help? Remember, in campus you get help. So she had a lot of money in her account. She was still in campus, so she was still receiving help. And I tell her, now before you guys open, I need your money so I can do business with it, and I'll give it back to you. And thank God for good friends and people who trust me, because she gave me around 20,000. So I took the 20,000 shillings and I got to a market in Kisumu and I got a bale of dresses. I don't know whether you know what a bale is, but a bale is this huge, I think, clothing put together, probably of dresses or whatever it is that you need, that you buy in bulk or as the package, then you go and sell. Now that's what people do. Those people you see selling in retail, they've gotten as a bale, then they come and sell in pieces. So I thought about it and I was like, I need to do business that will bring me money so fast, so I'm able to get something to move with. So I took the 20,000 and I got a bale for around 16,000 dresses. And I had a friend who was still working in the bank who had a car. And thank God that I know how to drive, because I would hire her car for 500 shillings. Literally, it was just like fueling a car. I don't know how she's trusted me with a car, but I would take her car in the morning, pack my bales of my clothes at the boot and drive all the way from Kisumu to Maseno. Now remember, that's where I did my degree. I did it in Maseno, so I knew quite a little bit of how Maseno environment looks like, where the hostels are, and I knew a few friends who are still schooling there. So I would wake up in the morning, pick the car, put my stuff in the boot, and all the way to Maseno. Then I'll walk from hostel to hostel with that car and the things at the boot and sell the dresses. The good thing with students is somehow, I don't know how, I think they have a lot of money, but it's very easy for them to buy stuff. I mean, you find something you like, it's a lot of impulse buying. So I did that for a whole week. So I'd fuel the car. It was a car that would not consume a lot of fuel, so it was manageable for me. Then I'll go selling dresses, one around 600, others for 300, others for 1200, depending on how good the dress looks like. And within a week and a half, I guess, I had made around 22,000. Right? And I had a lot of stuff. It had, I think, around 270 pieces of dresses in that bale. So it was a struggle for me, but it's something I needed to do. And it comes with thinking, now, is it the right? Remember, now you are from a bank sector and you're here and you're walking around selling dresses because you need to make an income. But I had to do it, and this is why I keep saying, if you want something, you go for it and you get it, because at the end of it all, in a week and a half time, I gotten my 22,000. All right, so I took the 20,000 the chicken given me and gave it back to her. Then now I continue to sell, so I can now get something, because I spoke to someone who could transfer my stuff all the way from Kisumu to Nakuru, and they charged me around 12,000. So I needed to get 12,000 and a little more for my rent. So I continue to sell, and within a few weeks, I think 4 weeks or 3 and some days, I was able to raise another 20,000. So in a total, I made around 42,000 out of that bale, and still had a lot of clothes still remaining. So I made that money, and I was able to move my stuff, gave back my friends money, and yeah, I got money back. And I realized that when you just put your mind to do something, you do it. Because I had to survive at that particular time. Now, by that time, I'd gotten a karaoke, like I mentioned before. So I moved my stuff, settled in Nakuru, but now I started doing karaoke. Now, karaoke for me was income every single week for the next 6 months. All right, I'll do other events. Remember, I was still struggling and still finding out how to open and register my company and market it out there. So I'll still doing all that, because I knew that the next job I am doing, I'm not going to work for more than a year. So I needed to plan myself pretty well, so that when that time comes, I have something to hold on to. So 2 things that saved me is I took an initiative to do something I didn't know I could do. It's called selling mutumbas, but I did that. I got money and I traveled, and then I started doing my karaoke, which up to date I still do. So for those who are asking, for 6 months, that's what I did, and that's how I survived. And I didn't have to borrow much as my family was there to help me out and friends, but I didn't have to really struggle that much, because I had to wake up, dress up, and show up. All right? I hope you got your answer. Now subscribe. Yes. Bye.